Hi, welcome. This is Gateway House Weekly Briefing. Neelam, this week we saw Russia and China sign a major deal. While the West continues to sanction Russia, China and Russia seem to be deepening ties. What's the geopolitical significance of this?
It's actually really interesting because all the new sources of energy are in what is Eurasia or the Asia Pacific. And China and Russia signing such a massive deal worth almost $500 billion really shows the fusing of the two areas in energy but also in a geostrategic sense. Obviously, it's an important diversification for Russia at a time when the West is threatening energy and financial sanctions. And since the two countries have trade worth almost $100 billion annually, it also means that they don't need to use the dollar for implementing agreements as massive as this one. Next month, we have a meeting of the BRICS in Brazil, which will of course debut the new Indian Prime Minister, but also is intended to announce the setting up of the BRICS Bank and to further the discussion on deals through currency swaps. And this will feed into that, this will strengthen that because the more that countries use each other's currencies to carry out their trade, that reduces the criticality of the dollar as a global reserve currency.
Just continue to speak on China. There's the CICA conference in Shanghai this week, and President Xi Jinping gave a speech on Asian regional security. What's your take on this?
I'd say two things. One is, of course, in his speech, President Xi took the opportunity to really attack the American Asian pivot while having welcomed the Russian Asian pivot. But shortly thereafter, the Vietnamese and the Philippines issued a joint statement criticizing China for its aggressiveness in the South China Sea. So I think it's valid, a call for Asians to try to resolve their problems, but not if China interprets that to mean that it will deal with each Asian country separately, because it can pressurize each country separately since it is the largest trading partner of almost every single country in Asia, particularly in the ASEAN grouping. So of course it's trying to write the rules for Asia all by itself and in its own interests. But this cannot be acceptable to ASEAN countries, to India, to Russia, as well as the United States of America, which remains a major Asian power.
Simultaneously, while President Xi was giving his speech, there was also a terrorist attack in Xinjiang. This is sort of another terrorist attack after a series over the last couple of months. Do you see this becoming a trend?
What I see is that unless China changes the strategic agreement and relationship that it has with Pakistan, it will have ended up making the same mistake that the United States has. You continue to work with the Pakistanis while all kinds of state and non-state actors that they nourish, specifically terrorist organizations, will turn around and attack China as they have done the United States in the past. Obviously, India is concerned as the principal victim, but the Chinese need to worry about what happened to the Americans out of terrorist activities emanating from Pakistan.
So, is there strategic room for India to benefit from China sort of turning the screw on terrorism in Pakistan?
I think turning the screw on terrorism emanating out of Pakistan is a global interest, specifically in the interest of China itself. It doesn't matter what the outcome for India is.
Moving ahead, moving slightly south to Thailand. Just yesterday, the Thai military declared a coup, formal coup in Thailand.
I think what's been playing out in Thailand is a grave tragedy. It is the old establishment, the old ruling classes, so if you like, refusing to respect a democratic verdict. I think that Thailand will remain in trouble.